Would you agree with the notion that an unborn baby is a parasite?
Yes, it's a parasitic.
What class are you taking that's telling you that?
Literally pathophysiology.
Is telling you that a baby is a parasite?
It acts as a parasitic animal.
So we're here in Jefferson City, Missouri, where there is only one Planned Parenthood left in the entire state. Thank the Lord. They're about to get rid of it. It's about to shut down. No more Planned Parenthoods. Thank the Lord. You can hear their chanting. Right now we have some Handmaid's Tales. Let's go see what's going on, why these women think Planned Parenthood needs to exist in the first place. Small crowd. Maybe it's not popular here in Missouri to go to Planned Parenthood.
It's a ball of cells. It's a ball of cells. It's a ball of cells. Ball of cells.
There were supposed to be 7,000 people here today. 7,000 people. Not even 100 showed up. I'm very excited to see a state that has no Planned Parenthoods at all. I think that's wonderful. I've seen a lot of people wear these Handmaid's Tales outfits out and about. They're really loud. What's the message you're trying to portray with it?
That we don't want to end up in the United States of Gilead, and that women should have her own choice and have full autonomy over her body and not be forced into something that's against her will.
Hard to elaborate much more than that, but anyone who's familiar with the original book that is now a popular show on Hulu, it's a very scary potential reality that we've already started to see play out, and so we're embodying that with the wardrobe to show that as much as it might not happen, it's happening.
Can I see what your sign says?
Sure, I have 2 slides. So that's the first one.
Oh, okay, witches supporting other Interesting. What's that mean?
Well, for me, it just means you're supporting your fellow woman in her right to choice, period. Doesn't have anything to do with paganism or...
Do you think women are like witches?
No.
A baby is kind of leeching off a woman's body. In order to exist, it would not grow, it would not continue to exist without her, and she should have consent for that happening. She needs to consent to allow something to grow inside of her.
How do you get consent from an embryo?
No, the baby does not consent. The woman needs to.
I know. How does what if she lay down with a man? That's consenting.
No, just consenting to sex is not consent to pregnancy. There's a difference.
Well, what is the reason for sex?
Well, I think that's debatable. We have many people today. There's an overpopulation of people. And I think that sex itself in the media and in modern days is also for pleasure and not just for reproduction. I think that anyone who thinks sex is just for reproduction should question masturbation, should question clinics where women have embryos implanted in them who are not able to reproduce on their own. All of that results in the loss of eggs as well.
It's not going to affect me one way.
It doesn't affect you that an innocent life would be taken away? They didn't do anything.
It's not my choice. It's not my choice. I'm not the judge and the jury in this life on this earth.
All right. Okay, I guess that's why Missouri is going to ban Planned Parenthood. So thank God you're not. Thank you so much.
And yes, if you want to support that child and do those things, and that's fine, that's your choice. But if you don't want it, it's not hard to demonize it like a parasite.
So it's not hard to demonize it like a parasite. Okay, at what point does it not stay as a parasite? So at what point is it not a parasite and then it turns into a baby?
I guess, like I said, that kind of varies for every person.
Well, for you, what is it for you?
I really don't know.
You won't say when a baby becomes a baby and stops being a parasite in your own words?
I guess you'd have to prove a certain level of consciousness, maybe, I don't know.
A heartbeat?
things can be alive without a heartbeat, but also it doesn't just have to do with life. So don't take that out of there. But I don't know. I've never had to deal with it because I'm just here for the people that couldn't be here today. I've never had to deal with an abortion of my own.
I hope you never have to. That would be terrible. Hi guys, so you're having some aneurysms over here. When does a baby stop being a parasite, like she said? I know you were listening to the conversation. When does a baby stop being a parasite and then turns into a baby that's worth protecting?
Ask her. She's a biology major.
Oh, so am I. Okay, perfect.
I would say probably when the child is actually fully born. Modern medicine has been able to, we can give birth to children who are, premature, and modern medicine has been able to keep them alive, but naturally, they are not able to stay alive without that mother until their first breath.
Okay, so as a biology major, which I graduated with a biology degree, would you agree with the notion that an unborn baby is a parasite?
Yes, it's a parasitic.
What class are you taking that's telling you that?
Literally pathophysiology.
Is telling you that a baby is a parasite.
It acts as a parasitic animal.
It doesn't. Do you know the definition of a parasite?
Yes, explain it to me.
What is the definition of a parasite?
A parasite is something that lives inside of a host that has to feed off of that host.
And kills it. It's not a symbiotic relationship.
Not necessarily.
Yes, that's the definition of a parasite. That's not the definition of a parasite. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It lives off of the host. It's a parasite. It kills the host.
Thank you.
So you guys think that the baby is killing the mother?
It does in some cases, yes.
Okay, so at what point, so you think it has to pass through the birth canal and take the first breath to not be considered a parasite?
Yes, because at that point it no longer needs the mother.
So a lot of people here say that if you don't have a uterus, you don't have the right to an opinion about ending a pregnancy. What do you have to say about that?
I still have an opinion. I still have a right to have an opinion about it.
A lot of women here think that if you're a man, you shouldn't talk about abortion because you'll never experience it. Do you disagree with that notion?
Yes. So just because if we could extend that to its logical conclusion, if you...
You're shaking. Are you scared?
No, hon.
You look scared. It's not hot. It's not hot at all. You're scared.
What am I scared of?
I think we know what you're scared of.
I'm not
you guys
scared
are
of nothing,
shaking
hon.
like you're
You guys don't
scared.
have to answer any of her questions. She's just here trying to get.
Do you usually let women tell you what to do?
Just to let you guys know.
Do you usually let women tell you what to do?
Only my mom.
Well, I guess that makes sense, right? Okay, let's keep going. You gonna follow me around the whole time?
Probably will, yeah.
Well, I don't consent to that. Aren't you guys all about consent?
To you doing any of this, so.
Well, this isn't your body. These aren't your bodies, so you don't have the choice to make that.
This is my body, and my choice is to defend these people that you are harassing.
I'm not harassing anybody. You're harassing me. Please leave me alone. I don't consent to you following me.
I'm not
leave me alone.
following you.
I'm not a lesbian. I'm not into this, okay? Hi, sir. How are you guys doing today?
How are you?
I'm great. What are you guys out here supporting?
Planned Parenthood.
Answer any of her questions.
I'm here supporting Planned Parenthood.
What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel knowing that the last Planned Parenthood is about to go down?
I'm very upset.
What are you upset about? What do you think when you hear that's going to happen?
I believe in women's right and a woman's ability to make her own choices for her body.
What about you?
The same. Yes, I just believe it is not up to legislatures to determine the fate of women's reproductive health.
What about the fate of unborn babies? Is it up to legislators to determine that?
It has nothing to do with legislation. It is purely and simply a woman's choice between her and her physician.
Do you think men who don't have a uterus, who will never have to experience terminating a pregnancy, do you think men should be speaking about this at all?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Not your choice.
So I've watched The Handmaid's Tale. I'm a big fan of the show, and what they wear these for is that the government came and picked women off the streets and then gave them to men to have babies with, and then they would just go to household, the government forcing these women to have sex with men, getting raped. Is that really what's happening?
Hey, if I may speak to that, so Margaret Atwood, when she wrote the book, she didn't put anything in that book that hasn't happened somewhere in world history.
Okay, we're talking about here. They're wearing it here in the United States of Missouri.
Yeah, because
do you think that the government's picking off women, putting them in outfits, and then forcing them to go to household to household?
That's a straw man question, because clearly what we're saying is we want to stand up now for our rights. Before it ever comes to something like that. And we know that in Ireland, where they had a strict abortion ban, women have died very recently. So look up hashtag she had a heartbeat too.
Right, but I'm just asking because you're dressing up like you have been picked off by the government and sent to men's houses against your will and made to have babies.
Statement, and that's what it is, a visual statement.
It's not literal. Yeah. It's a statement to try and bring awareness so that this doesn't happen.
Do you think men should be talking about terminating a pregnancy? Do you think that's a man's issue to talk about if he'll never experience it?
I appreciate your time, but I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
So like no uterus, no opinion. Do you agree with that notion?
Thank you for your efforts.
Thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Make sure you go to my Patreon at patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett to support my work. I'm directly being under attack right now, and we have to keep this operation afloat to where I can go out and expose what's happening all around the country and give you guys informative, great news that no one else is going to tell you. So go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett, and make sure I can keep doing this work that I know you guys love so much.